Boom to the hay, all you sports fans out there in the Tubosphere. Welcome to the One Man Sports Rant. I am your host, Will, the alternative ESPN Sports Thrill. We're talking about updates with baseball, and then a cool thing coming up that ESPN Sport Science did about the greatest athlete ever. So you see, got the 1962 when they were founded, Houston Astro Baseball here. You see Kim Pock, the mighty Kim Pock, oracle to the sports gods, who predicted the Final Four and the national championship game based on percentages. So he's now 22-4. You shut me up because I was like saying, well, your 4 losses are college basketball-wise in Gen 3.0. Okay. Also, our Pi Kappa Alpha House Sweethearts for the OMSR. All right. Just briefly, I'm not going to be talking too long. You know, we all understand here, and there is a we involved. I know one man, we, it sounds like a misnomer, but we're all former college basketball or football players, and a few Marine Corps recon. So if you wouldn't say a flip comment to our face, and I'm pretty sure that's the case, don't do it from the safety of your computer. It's not going to make it anyway. It's not the point. What I'm trying to tell you is we have to do a show because y'all need to know out there how the good ship sports clip lollipop on YouTube has sailed. Especially with regard to professional sports. It's become very difficult. I remember in Gen 1.0, Gen 1 could do 15 minutes worth of the first half and then the second half in the NBA playoffs. That ain't going to happen this year. There has to be an amalgamation, minimal use, within the fair use standard and derivatives. All at the DCMA, which we adhere to around here. Alright, so now you know. So save the comments for the actual sport event we're able to bring you. For a pro bono sports show, you're getting way more than a minute and a half. I promise. Alright, so on that note, this show is copyright to the OMSR with brief video highlights courtesy to ESPN, MLB, and or NBA networks. The OMSR does not own these video highlights, but does own all the other original content, the overall concept herein, thereof, therefore, most rights reserved. They retain the last right for the videos. But I've been doing this from day one in Generation 1. And so it's like that. But it's become even more so. So y'all understand. But it's not that I want to have to do a show. I'd rather just bring you a lot of sports clips and rack up a million hits each time. It ain't going to happen. Alright. So I'm going to use this as the baseline show for how to do Major League Baseball when they play 160, 80 some odd games. We're going to do it twice a week on Thursdays, today, and Tuesdays. I'm going to defer to baseball tonight. They probably brought the best highlights of the game. And then after that, we're going to use this as the baseline show for the greatest athlete ever. We're talking soccer, guys. Basketball. Football. Baseball. Yes, I know it's not. It's softball sized. And when they say it's hailing softball size, hide the women and children, but hide the car first, right? And little Roger Federer, tennis. All right. So thanks for watching. No silly DUIs while you're out there celebrating sports. Stay tuned. Bring you more. I'm mostly talking to subscribers here, but there is a reason for new viewers and would-be viewers in the future, do try to keep it original and all that without thinking I'm all that, because I really don't. Again, we're forced to do this because of the DCMA. And roll game clips.
Welcome back to ESPN Sport Science Greatest Athlete of All Time Special. Now, only 4 athletes remain. The first semifinal features a man who knows what it means to be a multi-sport athlete, going up against his eras. Michael Jordan versus Bo Jackson. We'll begin this epic showdown by analyzing speed. Jordan topped more than 20 miles per hour while dribbling, but Bo's speed was ridiculous. And at the NFL Combine, he clocked a 4.1240, still the fastest 40 ever recorded in Combine history. This means he would have beaten the modern combine record holder, Chris Johnson, by more than 4 feet. And Bo was about 30 pounds heavier. In the category of speed, Bo tops Jordan and ranks near the top of our list. Another factor in our metric is performance under pressure, and Jordan thrived in the clutch. In the playoffs, with his team down by 1 or 2 in the final 24 seconds of the game, Jordan shot an impressive 50%, more than 20% better than the league average. This is one reason why Jordan won 6 of 6 appearances in the NBA Finals. And when it comes to being clutch, Jordan crushes Bo. Another component in our metric is reaction time. Major leaguers have less than a quarter of a second to locate, calculate, and react to a fastball. And a miscalculation of just 0.007 of a second, about a third of the time it takes a fastball to rotate just once, is the difference between a fair and foul ball. Jordan's attempt at pro ball stalled in the minors, while Bo hit more than 20 homers in 4 straight seasons. For reaction time, Bo edges out Jordan. This was a hard-fought bracket, and the winner with an aggregate total 11% higher is Bo Jackson. Our other semifinal matchup is just as compelling. A football superstar who changed the game of football versus a baseball star who changed more than just his sport. Jackie Robinson versus Jim Brown. One factor in our metric is difficulty of sport. Even though Robinson dealt with unimaginably difficult challenges off the field, Brown played a more difficult sport on the field. Running backs sustained peak impact forces as high as 150 Gs, nearly 17 times more G-force than experienced in a barrel roll on a fighter jet. And leading the league in carries for 6 seasons, Brown routinely faced defenses with game plans solely focused around stopping the 3-time MVP. In difficulty of sport, Brown edges out Robinson. Another factor in our analysis is precision. To hit a baseball crossing the plate, Robinson had a window of opportunity that lasted approximately 10 milliseconds. That's less time than a single flap of a dragonfly's wing. But Robinson's precision got him into the Hall of Fame with a .311 career batting average, 50 points above his era's average. So when it comes to precision, Robinson outranks Brown. We also assessed durability. Robinson didn't start his major league career until age 27, yet still managed to play 10 years, averaging nearly 140 games a season. And even though human reaction times typically slow by half a millisecond each year after age 20, Robinson, at age 35, averaged just 1 strikeout every 19.3 at-bats, a ratio far better than the best in the bigs last year. In the NFL, as many as 63% of players are injured at some point during a season. And throughout a 14-game season, a ball carrier like Brown would have been subjected to roughly 500,000 cumulative pounds of force. Yet despite this physical punishment spanning nearly a decade, Brown never missed a single game. And for this reason, in the category of durability, Brown outranks Robinson. And at the end of the day, when all the data is deciphered and the numbers crunched, the winner of this bracket is Jim Brown. Coming up, the final showdown. Jim Brown versus Bo Jackson. And later, we'll reveal how our metric ranked all of the athletes outside the brackets. Sports Science Greatest Athlete of All Time Special. After 3 bracket rounds and 14 knockdown drag-out battles, we've reached the finals. Our championship matchup features Bo Jackson, who took down Federer, Ali, and Jordan. He'll face Jim Brown, who eliminated Earnhardt, Gretzky, and Jackie Robinson. They'll square off in an epic Clash of the Titans.
Let's make sure we cover all the categories.
First, speed. Brown reportedly ran a 4.540 in pads. Our video analysis suggests on the field, he peaked at speeds more than 22 miles an hour. Bo posted the fastest 40 in NFL Combine history. His best 100-meter time at Auburn, 10.39 seconds, would have been fast enough to qualify for the final at the 1984 Olympics. And on this run, at top speed, Bo covers 20 yards in 1.87 seconds, about 0.06 of a second faster than we've tracked Brown over that same distance. This speed may be why Bo is one of only 3 players in NFL history to have multiple 90-plus yard touchdown runs. When it comes to speed, Bo beats Brown. Another factor in our analysis is performance in the clutch. During his career, within 2 yards of the goal line, Brown successfully converted 40 rushing attempts into touchdowns, more than any football player in his era, and 8 times more than Bo Jackson. In the category of performance in the clutch, Brown outranks Bo. We also took into account versatility. Both athletes competed in one of the most demanding events in all of sports, the decathlon. At Syracuse, Brown was a star in track and basketball, as well as an All-American in lacrosse and football. But Bo's versatility was shown on the professional level, and he's the only athlete in history to be named an All-Star in both the NFL and MLB. So in versatility,
or any professional sport, for that matter,
ranks Brown.
Sports.
After factoring in all the variables, the winner, who ranked top 5 in 2/3 of all the categories in our metric, is Bo Jackson. And joining me now is the ESPN Sport Science greatest athlete of all time, Mr. Bo Jackson. Bo, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What do you feel is the one trait that really separated you from everyone else?
As a kid, I got more butt whoopings, which honed that speed, which honed the strength. And my mindset, I was the toughest SOB on the field. It didn't matter what it was. It could be track, baseball. I was the toughest, and I wasn't going to let that guy get the best of me.
When you were growing up, at what age did you feel, wow, I'm really better than everyone else?
I never felt that way, but as a kid, I grew up with a bad speech impediment. Stuttered like you cannot believe. And so I was always that kid that hung out in the back and wouldn't say anything because I didn't want other people to laugh or make fun of me. So whenever I competed in any sports, it was always with my brothers and my cousins, family members that wouldn't make fun of me. And they were always older. So I would always play football with them, baseball with them. So when I got to the point to where I competed with kids my own age, the parents would be in the stands and get that man off the field with our kids. Because I'm running up and down the field on them. And I heard that a lot in high school.
Were there any sports that you just found you were better at than others, or were you just great at everything?
Well, my love was in track. My high school track coach, he said, how would you like to go compete in the decathlon? And I'm like, what's the decathlon? He said, it's a track event. It lasts 2 days, and it's 10 events. And he told me the events, and as he was saying the events, I said, yes, I'm good at that. I'm good at that. I'm good at that. I'm good at that. And I suck at that. And sucking at that was a mile.
That first decathlon you participated in, was that the first time you did all those events?
Yes, first time in my life. 2 weeks prior to that, I didn't know what a decathlon was.
So you didn't have hours of practice of throwing the shot put?
No, I borrowed a kid's pole, and I pole vaulted 13 feet.
First time?
First time. And I placed 10th out of about almost 200 kids. I placed 10th in the 9th grade.
And you were the youngest kid there?
Yes. In the 10th grade, I was runner-up. And I ran the mile again, and it damn near killed me. After that mile, I told the coach, I said, I'll make a deal with you. He said, what's the deal? I said, next year, I promise you, I will win the decathlon. If I build enough points between myself, first place, and second place, do I have to run the mile? And he laughed. He said, coming up to the mile, if you have at least 1,500-point lead over second place, you don't have to run the mile. Sucker. I said, sucker.
And what happened?
And I think I ended up with almost 1,700 points. And I sit up in the stands and I watch those guys battle it out for second place.
You didn't run the mile?
My junior and my senior year, I didn't run the mile.
But you still won the decathlon?
I still won the decathlon. I did not run the mile.
So do you think I could beat you right now if you and I were to just run the mile?
You can actually beat me in the half a mile by a quarter of a mile.
Wow.
I am passionate about hating the mile. So you just stick with me for 300 yards, then it's like a Porsche against a tricycle. You're gone. It's just I just give up.
Coming out of high school, you were actually drafted by the Yankees, but you decided to go to Auburn to play football. What was that choice like?
It really wasn't hard. I'm the 8th of 10 kids, and I was the first to go to a major college.
Again?
I felt in my mind, not from an arrogant standpoint or a conceited way, but I knew that I had the rest of my life to make money. I only had one chance to go to college, to set an example for my family members that are coming along after me. And that was more important to me.
When you moved into the NCAA and onto the professional level, was there anything that you did in your training that helped to separate you from everyone else?
Lifting weights was out of the question. And people always said, how is it that you maintain your size? Even in college, we'd have mandatory weight day. The only thing that I would do is go down and strengthen my neck. I'd get a 45-pound weight and lay off the edge of the bench and just sit the weight, let the hole in the weight center my forehead and just do neck. But that's all I did. I never lifted weights, never did, because it made me too bulky and I couldn't run. And the coaches knew that. Go work on your neck and you're fine.
Did you pay attention to the science of sport at all, or was it just pure feel for you?
It was just a natural feel for me. From everything, running, throwing, climbing, it was just a natural feel for me. Because when I was a kid, we didn't have all this stuff that kids have now, to where they could train and do all this, and the computers and all this stuff. We never had that. Our parents said, hey, get up, eat breakfast, go outside, don't come back in the house until it's time to take a bath and go to bed. So we had to make our own fun. We'd have crab apple battles to where it's 6 or 7 kids against me, and I would win. The kids would get tired of throwing crab apples, and they'd run home. I'd chase them home. They run in the house and close the screen door. Apple through the screen door.
One of the commonalities of all the great athletes is that money, success, fame didn't change them. How are you able to keep in check your humility and your desire to get better while you were clearly better than everybody else?
I think this is a strong trait that I inherited from my mother. My mother worked 2 jobs to support 10 kids at one time or another. And my mom always told me, when you get to the point to where you think that you're better than the next guy, that's going to be the beginning of your downfall.
Well, Bo, congratulations, and thank you for just being Bo.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Coming up, we'll throw out the brackets and reveal how our metric ranked all the athletes. That's when the ESPN Sport Science Greatest Athlete of All Time special continues.